What does it take to start a band and keep it together for 5 years? Akron's Detention has been finding out the old-fashioned way. One beat, one note, one step at a time. They've played stages large and small, including the famed Whisky A Go Go in Los Angeles. One of the many remarkable things about this group, they range in age from 14 to 18 years old. And they're the reigning champions of the annual Tri-C Cleveland High School Rock-Off, held each year at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hi, I'm Jordan Davis, and I was lucky to catch up with the group in between their rehearsals and online gigs and recording sessions, and of course, school and homework. We're talking today with Detention, and Fritz Dannemiller is here. He's a bass player. That's Elliot Carter on the left, and Luke Thermonuclear Kanavka is there in the middle. Luke is the drummer. Not with us here tonight is Evans Cox. He's the guitarist. And these young folks have put on some miles as a rock band already. I don't want to look backward too much, but for those who are not familiar with the Detention phenomenon, would someone just explain how you met and how you thought you might be able to make it go as a band?
All right, well, Luke and Fritz have been playing together since Luke was like 8. They were in other bands together before they formed Detention. 5 or 6 years ago, I moved onto Fritz's street, and he was like, hey, I have this band, we need a singer. You're joining. I was like, okay.
Basically how it went.
And I joined, and we had a different guitar player at the time, and then Evan's been playing in the band for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
So you've been together for 3 years at this point?
Yeah, as the current lineup, yes, has been 3 years, but altogether has technically been 5.
Yeah. With Elliot, it's been about 5 now.
Yeah.
Well, about 5 is longer than most bands will ever stay together. So
You're right.
they're off to a great start. Your favorite song is always the newest song, usually.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask how you develop your material. Is that a group process? Does one person bring something in? And then tell us what you're working on now.
So whenever we write a new song, it's always different. Like every song is written differently than the song before it, which is something I really like about our writing process, because it helps us keep a fresh approach at everything that we're writing.
Yeah, we've been recording 4 new songs.
Yeah.
Hopefully for an extended EP to put all of our singles in one place as well as some new stuff, and then hopefully working our way up to an album, but that won't be for a little bit longer.
Yeah, great. And I know you like to work at Akron Recording Company.
For our most recent stuff, we've actually been doing it at a place Jeff Koval owns, Stay Level. Yeah, that's what we've been doing for the last 4. Well, the 4 that we're doing now, and then the 4 beforehand, we recorded at his place as well, and it's been awesome.
So you're going into a professional studio, you're not doing this in your bedroom?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, this last year has been a rough year. You got off to a really great start. Tell us just briefly about your West Coast trip.
It was pretty great, honestly. I mean, I would say that it was probably more of an Akron trip than actually being in Akron, if that makes sense. It just happened to work out that the Black Keys were playing their first show in 5 years on the night that we flew in. And so they actually invited us to basically go to their show. And then they also gave us backstage passes, so we got to meet them and everything. And then our show at the Whiskey the night after, Pat, the drummer, actually came after our show to kind of just congratulate us and talk to us. And then the day after that, we went and we toured Music,
which is the Devo Studios at LA.
Yeah.
You got the real backstage tour of Los Angeles.
That was pretty awesome.
So then, coming off that trip, you probably were pretty pumped and ready to conquer Cleveland at the Rock-Off at the Rock Hall.
Yeah.
Coming home with the Golden Gloves.
Yeah. Almost all of the bands that we met there were just super nice and coming there less to compete and more you know, to make friends and meet new people and meet new bands to see and play with. And that was the best part of it to me. Like, no matter who placed where, we met like some super awesome people that we've continued to stay in touch with. And like, especially people our age, it's a really, really great feeling.
And then COVID hit and you were back in the basement.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like, I think that's been the roughest part of this year, because it's like, you know, like we had so many gigs lined up from winning the Rock Hall that we were invited to, like with bands that were runners up and our fellow performers, and more gigs at the Rock Hall and stuff from Live Nation and everything. And then, you know, having all of it, like going from such a high to like doing nothing was like, it just like felt like the ground kind of dropped out. But it's like we've been making the best of it and using all of it to, you know, spend more time making music and doing art for our singles and working on merch development and all that stuff. So it's like, it's also downtime. So
well, along the way, you made a couple of really awesome videos too.
Yeah.
videos too. Thank you.
And now there's some good news on the horizon for the summer coming up.
Yeah, Wonderstruck
Festival. Now, you've attended that festival before, but of course you've never played it yet.
Yeah, me and Luke went there in 2018, back when it was called Laurel Live, which was an amazing experience.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. Like towards the end of it, like we were about to leave, and then Foster the People started playing while it was raining. We just had a lot of fun with that.
So awesome.
Let me not forget that you are holding court at Jilly's Music Room. I think you have two more Friday nights coming up.
Yep.
Yes.
we do.
We'll send more people your way. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Just, we have some stuff in the works, so I guess be on the lookout for new material this summer. We have gigs coming up in the Akron area at Lock 3, all sorts of stuff, Wonderstruck, devotional. Yeah.
Carry on, you guys. It's just it's a pleasure to watch you work and play.
Cool stuff, and thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Detention will continue their online residency at Jilly's Music Room in Akron with 2 more upcoming Friday live-streamed concerts. They'll appear live and in person on stage at the Wonderstruck Festival in July. Until then, check them out online and don't miss their 2 new music videos, 56 Minutes and In Reverse. I'm Jordan Davis. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you around in cool Cleveland.
I get that the work won't do itself, but tell me, what do I have to do to get you on the line? I wish we could, but you won't answer anyway. Don't wanna come over cause you'll have nothing to say. You know I would, but there's no way I'll get there anyway. Or maybe I will, but I won't stay, cause you're 56 minutes away.